Today, I'm going to talk about how to grip a cue properly. Why would anyone need a video on that, you might ask? Well, take a look at this example. I played two shots in an almost identical way. The only difference is on the second shot, I grip the cue properly. And look at the difference in action we get on the cue ball. So, if you want to find out how to play more shots like this, then stick around and we'll look at how to do that. The difference in the two shots that I played was how tightly I gripped the cue in the backhand. You might wonder why that would make any difference at all. Well, I'll show you in just a second. However, to hold it properly, you should only really grip it in your first two fingers. Your other three are there for balance. This allows your wrist to move freely, which helps get your timing right. If we look closely behind the shot, we can see better what's going on. With a loose grip, you can see the last three fingers aren't gripping the cue. They're simply helping to balance the cue, and they should open up as you extend your cue backwards. You can also see that the wrist is free to swivel like a pendulum. It's this one little movement of the wrist that can generate most of the cue power, much more than simply just trying to hit the ball harder. A tight grip does two bad things to all shots, and the second is really bad, and we can demonstrate these together. Position your arm like you're holding a cue. It should be roughly about 90 degrees here if you're holding it properly. Now clench your fist like you're holding your cue tightly, and move your hand back and forward like you're feathering your cue. What do you feel? I can feel tension in my wrist, my forearm, my bicep, and some in my neck and shoulder. And if you've got tension in those areas, it's seriously going to impact on how you deliver that cue, isn't it? The second thing it does is it impacts on how the cue is delivered. If you're doing it properly, then the cue should move backwards and forwards in a straight line like this. However, if we look at this motion again and bring our arm backwards and forwards like we're feathering a cue, you can see that you're creating a kind of pendulum type motion. So why doesn't your cue move in the same way? It's because our wrist is also moving in a pendulum-like motion to counteract what our arm is doing. And this means that the cue is delivered straight and flat. If we grip the cue tightly and try and make that same motion with our wrist, it's much harder now, isn't it? So when you're gripping the cue tightly, it's a lot harder to deliver the cue through the shot properly. If you tried that exercise with me, then now please extend this finger and hit that like button. But we're not finished yet. Now, it's not just beginners that grip the cue too tightly. No matter how good a player you are, you will at some point feel under pressure and probably start to grip the cue a bit tighter, even if you do it properly 99% of the time. It can cause you to run out of position, miss a shot, or do something stupid. But you can't do anything about pressure, can you? Or can you? If you're feeling under pressure, then hold your chalk in the last three fingers of your hand and grip your cue. It means that you can't possibly grip the cue too tightly, and also, it doesn't really interfere with your shot. Give it a try. Now, to make a successful shot, you need two things. Firstly, you need to aim correctly, and secondly, you need to deliver the cue ball to hit that point that you're aiming at. This video will help with the second part, but if you're struggling with your aiming, then click on the video that's on screen just now that's helped thousands already. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the next one.